Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator King. Senator Cotton, please.
Gentlemen, thank you both for being here, and Admiral in particular, thank you for your final appearance. I know that that's really bittersweet that you won't get to testify before Congress anymore, but maybe we'll have you back as a civilian expert one day in the future. We've heard a few questions this morning about lessons that Xi Jinping might be taking from the war in Ukraine. I don't think we've heard yet about what's happening in the Middle East, and in particular, Admiral Aquilino, I'd like to know what lessons you think the Chinese may have learned from watching our largely defensive response to the Iranian-backed Houthi attacks on freedom of navigation and commerce in the Red Sea.
I think what they're leveraging and what they learned, Senator, is that the United States is a global power designed to protect the international rules-based order in a way that benefit all of the globe, right? So the free flow of commerce through the Bab el-Mandeb, the Red Sea, is an important issue for all nations. And the United States, as the enforcer and supporter of that, they've watched us deliver that effect. They have taken no action to do that, despite the fact that they have 3 ships there, and they have not contributed to the benefit of the global flow of commerce or what it means to all nations. That ought to be pretty telling to all of us. And they're perfectly comfortable with us doing it, at the same time trying to articulate the United States as an aggressor around the globe, right? It is the example of what's real versus what they're portraying in the information space that we talked about.
Do you think they are fearful or emboldened by the response we've had against the Houthi aggression there?
I think they're happy that we have had to take action, and they view it as any distraction for the United States is a benefit for the People's Republic of China. So that's how I think they're looking at it.
Okay. Let's turn to Taiwan. Do you think the existing presidential drawdown authority for Taiwan is adequate?
I think it's a good start. I think we've identified a lot of the capabilities that are needed to meet the responsibilities under the Taiwan Relations Act. I know for a fact that the Secretary and the Deputy we have a process in place to review those and ensure that we're getting to the right capabilities at the right magnitude. And hopefully, again, my advocacy is for at the right speed. And I thank the Congress for including that in the supplemental. It's critically important.
We've provided $1 billion in drawdown authority. So far, the administration has only used $345 million of that. Do you think they should use the full $1 billion?
Absolutely. I think there's a plan for that. I think there's an ability to produce some of those things that might be part of the slowdown, Senator. And this is about, like I said before, right, all parts of our government and our industry have to get together and move faster.
Okay. The 2023 NDAA provided authority to establish a regional contingency stockpile of American weapons in Taiwan. Would that be helpful?
I think that would certainly be helpful towards our responsibility under the Taiwan Relations Act.
Okay. Let's get to the bottom line about Taiwan and why it matters. Some people might say, well, Taiwan is just a tiny island, it's so far away, and Communist China claims it as part of its own territory. Would it really matter? Like, why should the United States be willing to risk our sons and daughters? Why should we make the massive investment in deterrent capability in your region to stop China from invading and annexing Taiwan? What's the big deal? Could you explain why it matters, Admiral?
Yes, sir. There's a variety of reasons why it matters. First, as it applies to the rules and the rule of law that we follow and adhere to, that has made the world a better place, that has allowed for the prosperity of all nations in the post-World War II environment, that would be under attack, first of all. And that ties all the way to the illegal invasion of Ukraine, right? That's an assault on the rules-based order. So critically important. Second, the democracy, the thriving democracy that exists there, the values, freedom of navigation, all of the things that we value in the United States interests are tied to that. Third, the ability of the United States in the current way semiconductors are laid out is critically important for all industry and all the things that we have inside the United States. When you look at 90+% of high-end chips emit from Taiwan. So those are just three quick reasons on why it's important.
Douglas MacArthur, in a famous memorandum at the outset of the Korean War, referred to Taiwan as an unsinkable aircraft carrier and submarine tender. Could you explain a little bit, too, why General MacArthur thought Taiwan was such critical terrain from a military standpoint?
Well, certainly it's strategic in its location, fairly close to Japan, close to the Philippines, and in the place where 2/3 of the global economy transits in the vicinity of, as it applies to the global need for transport of goods and services. So again, it is a strategic location that could have advantages if you were to plant excessive military capabilities on it to restrict or potentially restrict the flow of goods and services.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Cotton. Senator Rono, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for